Well, away from that, Amani National Congress Party leader Musalia Mudavadi is on a tour of parts of Nairobi days after the One Kenya Alliance refuted claims of folding. NTV's Naoma Sampao is keeping an eye on that for us and is now joining us live for more details. Naoma, good afternoon. What more can you tell us from this tour?
Well, good afternoon, Zainab. I'm at a Redeemed Gospel Church here in Likoni Road in Nairobi, where the ANC party leader is attending the church service here. He has been accompanied by Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja and former Kiambu Governor William Kafogo. And at the moment, let us first speak to Sakaja so that we can get to hear from him. Then later on, I'll give you more. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Asante sana.
So maybe let us start with the most trending thing right now. What are your thoughts on Meru Senator Mithika Linturi's remarks?
I think my thoughts on that, in the same way I've always been saying, we need siasa safi, is that all leaders must be responsible for their statements. There's power, the power of the tongue has life and death, and we need to be careful. So, of course, those utterances must be condemned, and I'm glad he apologized. And also want all the security agencies, because I've seen the DPP as well as, the DCI to take action, also not to be partial, to be impartial. That if you hear such remarks from any side of the divide, let's treat each side the same way, because we've had similar remarks from different people. I think the rule of law must be that the law applies equally to everybody. So while it's condemned, let's not also escalate it and use it for politics. Yeah.
Okay, you're here with the ANC party leader, and recently we've been seeing you warming up to him. Yes. And the ANC in general. So what are we expecting from you?
No, of course, this is a time to make political choices and political decisions. Musalia Mudavadi is a leader I respect. I think he's somebody who understands this country, understands the economy, understands the challenges we have. And of course, during this season, you'll hear people talking to each other. You'll hear people considering what leadership. There's alliances being formed. We're in the One Kenya Alliance right now. So even as a member of Jubilee, because I've not moved to ANC, there's someone I really respect and someone I've decided to work with. Personally, I'm running in Nairobi. I'm running for governor of Nairobi. I think everyone knows that. There are many other people who are coming in. There are new aspirants, and we welcome all of them. Ultimately, the people of Nairobi will make their decisions, and I'm sure they will choose leaders they know, leaders they can trust to make Nairobi work. That's a slogan: we must make our city work. There are many things that are not happening properly, but we've reached a place where indeed we must turn a new leaf in the leadership of our county of Nairobi, and even as we look at the country. So what we're saying is that politics is not an enmity. Let our leaders talk to each other. Let us not heighten the political temperatures. Let us not have irresponsible remarks. This country has gone to the low of lows many times before. We went to the depth of the abyss. We cannot go back there. No drop of blood must be shed again in this country in the pursuit of leadership. And in Nairobi, we're the ones who bear the brunt. We know the pain of war more than anybody else, because we have all communities, but we also know the beauty of peace more than anybody else. So I'm urging Nairobians, let us look at each other, not in terms of tribe, but in terms of our brother and our sister as we move into this election.
I know that you've mentioned that ANC is still part of the One Kenya Alliance, but recently there have been reports of the One Kenya Alliance actually sort of splitting or something like that. Yeah. And as you can see, like Musalia is here, Kalonzo is attending a church service elsewhere. Why are we not seeing them together? Actually,
I'm not a spokesman of the alliance or of Musalia, but I know some of these things are strategic. In fact, even after this service, we'll be together with Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. They had a function in Ziwani, which I was aware of as a senator, and we had this function here. There is that unity, and we'll try and keep, that unity going forward. As we move, people should be ready to see a lot of big changes. You might be shocked. A lot of things happen when we move closer to the election. And you've seen with the Political Parties Act now, that is now coming to the Senate. There's the provisions of forming coalition parties. So there are no bridges that are burnt. There is no door that is closed. We will keep talking to everyone so that we can give this country the leadership it deserves.
Allow me to ask you this question. Yeah. Because there have been reports of Musalia joining hands with Deputy President William Ruto. And we can see you warming up to Musalia Mudavadi. If at all Musalia ends up working with Deputy President William Ruto, is that a choice that you would embrace?
I trust the leadership of Musalia Mudavadi. And if he has seen it fit to team up with whichever leader, I will go with him. because he's a leader who's shown that he cares about his country. I'm not a fair weather friend that I'm supporting him only if he is standing on his own. Of course, that would be my ideal situation, but I will trust his judgment and I will trust his choice. And the thing that really, must be heard is that politics is not enmity. Some people are trying to define to Musalia who he can talk to and who he cannot talk to. They're trying to define to him who should be his friends and who should be his enemies. I don't think he's going to take that, and neither are we. We're going to explore whatever avenue is there. And there's freedom of association in this country. There's no one with political leprosy. There's freedom of association that we can actually discuss. At the end of the day, even if somebody is your opponent, and I was saying, even a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Yeah, but listen to everybody. People, you might learn something from the next person. So those who are trying to discourage him from, and telling him to shut doors in one side or another, I think that will fall to deaf ears. The days of oppression, the days of, being harassed to move one way or another are over. This is a free country. Everyone has the freedom to make their choices knowingly and in the daytime, and no one should be embarrassed about that.
Okay, thank you very much, Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja, for joining us. We will be listening to what Musalia Mudavadi has to say. I know that very many people have questions about wanting to hear from him about remarks made by Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala yesterday while he was attending Deputy President William Ruto's rally in Eldoret. Also, we would love to know from him issues to do with the Western region politics. As you know, the other week, Raila Odinga attended a meeting in Buhungu where the Luhya leaders said that they are going to back his presidency, while the deputy president also attended a meeting hosted by Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala at the Mumia Sports Complex. And we would love to hear from the ANC leader whether actually such rallies mean that his region, his perceived stronghold, has been invaded. Back to you, Zainab.
All right, thanks, Naoma Sampao, there following up that campaign tour by Amani National Congress Party leader Musalia Mudavadi. Will be certainly looking forward to hear what will be said. Let's now